Looks like Chatham has won the toss, and they'll elect to receive. The Colonels will kick off. Colonels are in their road white jerseys with the black and orange trim, orange pants with the black and white trim, black socks for most everybody. Chatham has home red jerseys on, solid black pants, and then the socks are a little different depending on who's wearing pink and who's wearing black, who's wearing whatever. Game of the week for WSCT Channel 13, Oscar. We saw Justin Feldkamp here, and that's always nice when they get out to a game, and they do a great job with all their high school sports coverage. They couldn't do it without Bob Alvis, though.
Bob does a great job.
Yes, he does. Hey, and Bob, we talked about his race last week, the 10-miler. He did finish.
Yeah, he did.
Fortunately, he tested positive for a banned substance afterwards.
Yeah, it might have been a banned substance. I can tell you that when I looked at his time, it wasn't performance enhancing. I'm just kidding, because I certainly didn't have the wherewithal to try to run 10 miles.
Yeah, no, congratulations to Bob for finishing that 10-miler there. I told him his goal was he had to beat at least one Kenyan. I don't know if he did. I know he beat some people, though. I looked at the standings. He did beat several people. Absolutely. So good stuff there for Bob, and now both teams have officially gotten ready to play football here. Seems like these pre-games take longer and longer every week, Oscar.
Yeah, they do, and 30 minutes turns into a long wait.
Drive in a hurry?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you got 4th and 1. It can turn into a long one in a hurry if you're not careful. Chatham will receive. Altavista will kick. Of course, the Colonels have gotten great contribution from their kicker, Walker Allen. He's just a freshman. We talked about those sophomores and the seniors, but Allen's just a freshman, and he's been really as impressive as anybody.
And I was downfield in their warm-ups, and from about 35, he was putting it through pretty consistently. They backed up to 40 yards, and he was getting over the ball a little bit, but when he did connect, he got plenty of legs.
Yeah.
So that'll be an important part of tonight's game, and what a beautiful night for football.
Absolutely. About 78 degrees, no wind. Of course, the rain and the cold comes in this weekend. It'll feel like northeastern, midwestern kind of football weather then, but
a little bit warm in the press box.
It is a little warm in the press box. Chiron Smith is back deep for the Cavaliers. Marcus Clemens back there about 5 yards ahead of him. And Walker Allen looks like he's finally ready, set to kick here. Good crowd here at Chatham. Altavista's brought a fair share, filling up that visitor side of the bleachers over there. If you couldn't make it, thank you for listening, whether you're listening on 105.5 or you're listening online at kdcountry.com. Kick is away. Sideways spinner there, and it's still at about the 15-yard line. Chatham's got some room to return. And he brings it out to about the 34, 35-yard line. Aaron Clark on the return there.
Yeah, nice run back. Had a little bit of a seam, was able to get there. They're going to mark it at the 35.
Middle of the field. Cavaliers have the numbers painted. No real hash marks there in the middle, although they're out there somewhere. Cavaliers come out at 2 tight end set, 1 wide receiver down to the near side here. And Clemens is the deep man in the backfield. Colonels in their usual 3-3, 3-5 defense, whatever you want to call it. Handoff goes to Clemens. Clemens tries the middle, shakes off one tackler, is going to drive ahead for about 4 or 5. Decent game. We'll see where they give him the progress at.
They're going to mark it right on the 40. Kyle's on the rate of 5.
Coach Grekus has been the head coach here at Chatham for 3 years. His father was actually the coach for a while back in the day, Oscar. Back in the 70s, I think. They weren't wearing leather helmets then.
No.
Maybe they were, but that was only in the backyard. Not an official VHSL play. R.J. Walton under center for the Cavaliers. Man in motion is number 3, Smith. He stops. Handoff goes to Clemens again. He's going to go off right tackle. Got the first down, about a yard extra. Dragged down by number 4, Jacob East. East had a couple helpers there. 21, Timron Brown in on as well, I think, Oscar.
Yeah, they're going to mark that on the 47, gain of 7. Nice run. First down for the Cavaliers.
And Cavaliers can run the ball, something that they've been pretty good at in recent years.
And conversely, the Colonels are stacked up pretty tight against the line. Nobody's further really than about 6-7 yards deep.
Yeah, no deep safety. Thornhill's at safety, but he's only about 7 or 8 yards deep. Handoff goes to the fullback. Didn't get much there. Tried to fake the option after the fact, but that's going to go down as a loss, maybe just a no gain. And I believe it was Darius Johnson in on that one, Oscar.
Yeah, it's
actually gave him about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, nice. They did give him a 2-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Ray Shugis on the carry there. He's playing the fullback spot. Cavaliers aren't big in the backfield, but again, they can move the ball on the ground. And you can tell Altavista's respecting that with no deep safety back. They fake it to the fullback. Walton's going to carry it himself on the option play. He gets about 7 or 8. He's close to that first down marker. Brought down by Timron Brown. And Demetrius Johnson was there as well. If you're a cornerback for the Colonels, or really any of those cornerbacks or safeties, you got to be careful because you know Chatham's just going to run it, grind it out, but eventually the play-action pass is coming at some point, Oscar.
Yeah, and it's absolutely right. And they did put the ball down at the 44-yard line on the bring up third, and we'll call it a long yard.
9:35 to go, 0-0 is the score here early. Handoff goes to Clemens. He's got the first down a little bit more. Shakes off the tackler. He's got some room. Gained about 10 or 12 yards before he finally brought down, and the ball came loose. And let's see. I think Altavista says they've got it. They're sending out some offensive personnel. I don't think we've seen a signal yet from the officials, but the Colonels are sure they've got it. And nobody has said anything. Now they have signal. Altavista football. So it was a fumble on that far sideline. Clemens kind of shakes his hands like he doesn't know what happened. I don't know who came up with it for the Colonels, Oscar.
It was a gain of about 14, and again, we're in a bad spot to really see what happened. A ton of people down there, but we did see the ball come loose. First down for the Colonels.
Yeah, again, the way Altavista's sideline reacted, it was pretty sure that they had it. I guess the only question was Clemens down or not? The officials say it was not, so Altavista will take over on their own 31-yard line. 9:20 remains here in the first quarter, brought to you by Apple Markets. 3 great locations in Altavista. Thornhill's got 2 receivers to each side. Low snap. He fields it. He's flushed out of the pocket. Still looking to throw. He's going to have to get rid of it, but he can't. Sack brought down. Big-time defensive play right there for the Cavaliers. Looked like 56. Kalen Eccles, senior, going to get credit for the sack. And Thornhill had some time for a split second there to throw, Oscar, but not much more than that. The rush was coming.
Yeah, they did come in. You want to call it loss of 5. One just unable to shrug the defenders, and 5-yard loss.
Yeah, Juan doesn't take many sacks back there at quarterback, so you know you've done something really well if you get to Thornhill and sack him. Quick screen pass to Malbeck. Malbeck has some room right sideline. Can he get the first down in a little bit more? He's knocked out of bounds on the far sideline there, the Altavista sideline. Pickup of about 16 for the Colonels. First down, Oscar.
Nice play. And like you said, gain of 16. They're going to put it right at the 47 yard.
Yeah, 8:30 remains in the first quarter. 0-0 is the score on 105.5 KD Country. See how dangerous the Altavista offense is, Oscar. They lose 5 and then pick up 16 right afterwards. Got to be tough on a defensive coordinator to deal with that. Man in motion is Timron Brown. He's going to go behind Thornhill. Thornhill doesn't even fake it to him. He carries it himself. Went behind left guard, and he was dragged down. Gained about 2 or 3. Gave him about 3. That's a 2nd and 7. 7:50 remains in the first quarter. And we'll see what Altavista has in mind next. He threw on the first 2 plays. Well, Thornhill didn't get to throw off on the first play, but it was a passing play. Big pickup on the second, and a 3-yard pickup there on their third play from scrimmage. Same formation, 2 receivers each side. Quick swing pass again to Johnson. Johnson gained about 1 or 2, but he's met by a host of defenders. Looks like Michael Seek, first man in on that.
He was flagged down on the play, and it's listed in the area. It could have been Timron Brown on a hold.
Yeah. It was a hold on Altavista. Cavaliers are going to take it. That'll set the Colonels back 5. Going to bring up about 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13, I would think, Oscar. Pass was complete to Demetrius Johnson. And he picked up 1 or 2. He was aided by a hold there. Actually going to make it about 2nd and 15, so that hold must have come. That hold must have come in the backfield.
Yeah, it obviously it did. It looked to me like it was right at the line of scrimmage, but.
Well, again, we saw Altavista with a 2nd and 15 earlier, and they picked it up, no problem. We'll see what happens here. Trips to the right. He's got a running back to that side as well. Thornhill's going to roll out that way. Good blocking, gets a pass off, overthrown and intercepted. Cavaliers have got a pick right there at the first down marker, picked up by number 8, J. Whitcher. And that'll be a turnover. So the Cavaliers get it right back. They fumble it away. They get the interception and take it right back. Still plenty of time here in the first quarter.
Juan had somebody a little bit shorter, about 5 yards shorter where the interception was, and he had somebody about 5 yards over. The Chatham player was able to get over and read Juan's eyes. Nice. I mean, a lot of arm strength by Juan on that play, but I think it's his 4th interception of the year.
Yeah, Juan hasn't thrown many. 1 or 2 of them have been a fluke off a helmet. But that was just great defense by Whitcher and the rest of the Cavaliers to get the football back. They take over at their own 43-yard line. Take the option, and now they do option it. Clemens has got it outside to the right. He's got some room to work with. Colonels can't bring him down. Clemens stretches it out and gets some extra yards. Shaking off a lot of tackles. I mean, you're not going to tackle Clemens one-on-one.
He was stopped right at the line of scrimmage and was able to keep his balance and spin and dig his heels and dig his feet and get up and make about a 5-yard gain out of it.
Yeah, Clemens is really probably the best running back we've seen all year as far as hard to break down, Oscar. He's got a lot of moves. He's not afraid to use them. If you can just get him a little bit of blocking and make some room, Altavista's got to try and shut it down. They fake it to Clemens and go right up the middle on the fullback dive. Ball came out again. Now this time they're saying he's down. Jiggets was the carrier. They got a big gain, got a first down and a little bit more.
They're going to, ball was at the 47. They're going to mark it at the,
they're 42, 43.
Gain about 10 on the play.
Yeah. And it's just old school option football. You fake the fullback dive, then you run the option, or you give it to the fullback, then you fake the option. And when it's done well, it can be hard to stop. Colonels haven't seen much of it this year. Most everybody out of this display has been a shotgun spread team. Cavaliers under center again. Now they're going to pass. Walton throws deep. He's got a man. That's Smith. It's underthrown, picked off by the Colonels. Intercepted by number 4, Jacob East. And we've already seen 3 turnovers in the game. Altavista's got 2 of them, Oscar.
Yeah, and then that ball floated on him a little bit. And great position by East on that as they went down the sideline. He was able to get the inside position. Nice interception by Jacob. Colonels take over on the 18.
Yeah, East has done a great job from his cornerback spot all year. Gets an interception there. It looked like Chiron Smith had a step on him. But East closed that gap, and the ball was a little underthrown. That was all East needed. He just settled under it, picked it off. Smith tried to do a good job of defending and bat it out of his hands, but he couldn't. Colonels take over on the 20, their own 20. 5:56 remains in the first quarter. Shotgun snap to Thornhill. He turns and hands it to Brown. Brown's going to go right tackle, gains 7 or 8 before he's knocked down by some Cavalier linebackers. Number 44, John McKenzie, in on the stop.
Nice seal out on the edge by the tackle for the Colonels. Allow Brown to get up. They're going to call that a gain of 9 and be 2nd and 1.
Yeah, 2nd and real short. From the 29-yard line, middle of the field here. Altavista picked up a first down, gained a little bit of yards, but then Thornhill threw an interception. That was the only time they've had the ball on offense yet tonight. 5:20 remains in the first quarter, no score. Thornhill's got running backs right beside him. Cavalier defenders are showing blitz. Thornhill's going to try the right side. He's got some room. He's going to have to bounce. Flag came out. Thornhill picks up a first down. Judging from the location of the flag, it's probably a hold out.
Yeah, they signified it as a hold. Yep. And they marked that hold as occurring right about the 23-yard line. If it's a spot foul, then that's going to put them deep with about a 2nd and almost 17.
Yeah. Yeah, again, the flag is in the backfield. We'll see where they say the actual penalty occurred. Good gain by Thornhill. He really was patient back there. He didn't break to the hole immediately. And he had to sidestep one defender. They're marking it off now. 5:07 in the first quarter. 0-0 score here from Chatham. Cavaliers and Colonels. I always get that mixed up. Easy to get mixed up. And it brings up about 2nd and 15. Colonels are on their own 15-yard line. Passing play. Thornhill's going to roll left. Looking downfield. He's going to have to get rid of it again. There was pressure. He does. He's got to complete to Timron Brown. Brown's hit by 3 or 4 Cavalier defenders. Good pickup there for Altavista. He's close to the first down marker. Probably going to be about 2 or 3 yards short, Oscar.
Nice completion. Juan was able to evade, step up in the pocket, evade the rush from the Cavaliers, and was patient. And Tim Ron came back and found a nice little slot opening and was able to get a couple of yards run after the catch.
3rd and 2. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, not the fourth quarter. We would have had to start early for that. We would have had to start when the baseball game started, Oscar. We need an update on that, too, by the way. 2 receivers to the near side for the Colonels. Thornhill's got a running back right behind him. That's Brown. He takes it to him. They're going to run a passing play on 3rd and short. Throws. He's got Malback complete middle of the field. Malback spins one defender. Cavalier defenders hit each other. Malback's got a lot of room. He's looking for the end zone. One got a beat, and that's Smith. Sidesteps him. Touchdown. Malback with some impressive moves. A long touchdown there, Oscar.
Boy, he made 2 just filthy moves in open field. The Cavaliers just didn't have a chance against him.
Wow. Impressive play right there. 3rd and 2, and Altavista elects to pass. Results in a 71-yard touchdown pass. Thornhill to Malback. Not the first time they've hooked up for a long one this year, Oscar.
No,
4:02 in the first.
Nice play. Again, nice little rollout by Juan. Michi found a slot, sat down in it, and touchdown.
Yep. Snap back on the tee. Looks good. Got plenty of distance. It's about the center field of the baseball field, and it is good. The kick there for Walker Allen. 7-0. Colonels lead. We'll take a timeout. Altavista up early on 105.5 KB Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
7-0. Altavista ahead early, Oscar.
It's a typical Altavista drive. 3 plays, 1 minute and 54 seconds, and 82 yards.
Yeah, pretty impressive. It's a 71-yard touchdown pass.
I'll go back and look at the stats. I can't remember how many touchdown drives they've had that's been under 2 minutes. This team strikes quickly and they don't score.
Well, and there were 2 penalties in there as well. I mean, that's the other thing. Obviously, you don't want that if you're a Colonel fan, but it is impressive that they can just shrug those off and march right on down the field. Big play score there. Thornhill to Malback on the pass. Comes at 4:02 in the first. That was fun to watch. I mean, you just give Malback an inch and he'll take a mile. Kick from Walker Allen goes to the right side. Aaron Clark can't handle it. Got it now about the 5-yard line, but he's in trouble. Cuts back, dragged down. Destin Brown on the tackle. And Chatham is going to have to start from about their own 10.
The ball came out again. This time the play was ruled down, but as it slipped through his hands, went back near the goal line. Yeah, nice job by the Colonels to stay in their lanes, be patient, and paid off. They've got Cavaliers pinned deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and, that scoring drive, you mentioned how great it looked for Altavista, but neither team really has looked all that sharp. Cavaliers have turned it over twice. One fumble and 1 interception. And, of course, Thornhill has thrown 1 interception himself. Handoff goes to Clements. Off right tackle, flags come out. A couple flags come out. I think this might be a face mask because it was right there as Clements was going down. And about 2 or 3.
I don't know if anybody left their flag in their box on that.
Do you have one that you didn't?
I couldn't get it that far.
Penalty is a face mask against Altavista. So this will give Chatham some extra yardage there. And again, it was a good run by Clements. He gained about 3, and then you're going to tack on probably 15 more. So this will set Chatham up, right hash mark on their own 30-yard line. 3:46 remains. Altavista up 7-0 early here from Chatham. Cavaliers have been in this two tight end, fullback and a tailback I formation look the entire game. Takes the handoff to Clements. Walton tries to follow him in the hole with a quarterback keeper. And he does gain about 2 or 3. Not a whole lot of running room there. Actually, I could give him definitely 3, almost 4 now.
Yeah, despite the fact that the Colonels are packing that up in the line, and they're still, well, they're probably averaging 5 yards a carry.
Yeah. Well, and again, Altavista really hasn't seen anybody do this all year, Oscar. You know, most of the teams they've played have been shotgun spread teams. Cumberland in the second half stayed in that high formation a lot, and if you remember, they were able to move the ball. Of course, the game was really out of reach at that point, so that's a little bit different of a situation. Man in motion is Clements, who is out at receiver now. They're going to hand off to Smith. Smith, he's hitting the backfield, dragged down. He did not gain anything.
I think they're going to call that absolutely right. No gain. Nice job by Colonels. A little bit of different set for Chatham that time. They sent a man in motion, and he didn't even go all the way through the line. He stopped, came back and was an additional blocker, but the Colonels did a good job of reading that.
Colonels did do a very good job. Timron Brown on the tackle. Brown plays that outside linebacker, defensive end, hybrid kind of position. Some people call it a dog safety. Whenever he plays it well. Third down now for the Cavaliers. Man in motion again is Clements from that wide receiver spot. This time he does go all the way through. They hand it off again to Smith. Smith started right, tries left, nothing there. He's stacked up. He's fighting for yards. Got to give him credit there, but he's not going to get close to the first down. That'll bring up 4th.
They're going to call it a gain of 4, and
They'll did get kind of close, actually.
Nice job. He did continue to drive. He actually moved that pile, but it'll bring up 4th and 2.
Colonel's up 7-0. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Chatham's going to trot out the punt team. Jody Malero back to kick, and it looks like Malback back deep for Altavista. Cavaliers getting their punt formation set. You know, it's 4th and really just a long one. You got to be careful on the fake here, Oscar. Long snap goes back to Malero, and it's high, but he caught it. Kick is up, and it's a very good one. High and long. Malback's not going to have a chance to return. It does take an Altavista bounce, however, and it'll get down on the 37-yard line. That's where Altavista will take over in their own territory. It's 16 to play in the first quarter.
And I thought that punt was going to go further than it did. When it hit, it actually had a little spin on it and came back.
Yeah, it had a ton of height, and it, like you said, it looked like it was going to go a lot further, but the bounce really favored the Altavista Colonels. It was covered well by Chatham. Altavista. Malbeck really had no reason to even attempt to catch that ball.
Quarter moving along pretty quickly with all the running plays. The clock doesn't stop much.
Yep. Shotgun formation again for the Colonels. They've got a blocking back behind the right guard. Thornhill will keep it himself. He faked it to Brown. Now he's going to go left side. He's got some room. Nice block on the outside by Demetrius Johnson. Thornhill is going to get dragged down after a gain of about 12.
And really for substantial run plays if there hadn't been a penalty on. Yeah, nice gain of 12 by 1.
Absolutely. Good block on the outside by Demetrius Johnson. Just under a minute to go now in the first quarter. 7-0 lead for Altavista.
Tied up in this press box, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They let just about anybody in here. Thornhill's got a running back behind him and one right beside him. He's going to shift Hawkins now to the other side. First time we've seen him in the backfield. And they'll give it to Timron Brown. Brown shakes off one tackle. He's going to shake off another one. The ball came loose. Football is still loose. Mad dash for it. It looks like Chatham's got it, and they're going to return it. 10-5. Touchdown, Michael Seat on the fumble recovery. 4th turnover we've seen so far here in the first quarter, Oscar. That makes it a 7-6 ball game. Extra point on the way for the Cavs.
Yeah, good score fumble return from the line of scrimmage. And, you know, Timron was stripped of the ball, and, Destin was stripped of the ball and had an opportunity to really fall on it. Tried to pick it up and couldn't grab the handle. Chatham was on it, and they had a convoy going to the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It was a party in that end zone. BYOB, bring your own ball. Michael Seat did that for the touchdown. Bailey Walton on now to try the extra point. Left-footed kicker. 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. Snap is back, and it's a good one. Kick is up, and it looks to be good as well. We're tied here at Chatham High School. Colonels and Cavs 7-7 with 27 seconds to go on 105.5 KD Country.
Installing Atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted Atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
7-7 from Chatham High School, Oscar. 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. Both teams have thrown a pick. Both teams have fumbled. And, well, really, both teams have taken advantage.
That's right. And the Colonels have done a good job this year holding on to the ball and not turning it over. 2 in the first quarter here. And Coach Shornis, I'm sure, will be coaching that at halftime.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Altavista really hasn't done that much this year. They've done a good job about holding on to it. Walton is on to kick now.
Good credit to Chatham. They're really they tried to strip the ball on a couple of occasions, and of course the pick. So nice job by the Cavaliers.
And Timron made a couple defenders miss, and sometimes that's when you're susceptible to the fumble if you don't notice that other guy coming up from behind. Malback's got the kickoff return. He's going to slow play this one a little bit. He has jumped all over 11 red helmets, or excuse me, red jerseys in on the tackle there for Chatham, as Malback never really got going full speed on that return. I think he was looking for a hole, but just never materialized.
No, 17 seconds left in the quarter. Score tied, 7-all.
7-7. Altavista will take over. Left hash mark. 25 yards. Malback had about a 10-yard return there. And we'll see what Altavista can do in response to the turnover and the touchdown from Chatham. Official's going to take a timeout. I think he got some equipment going on with Michi there. Looks like he's going to be able to stay in the game. Maybe just couldn't get the shin strap buckled up or something. Thornhill's got Brown in the backfield again with him. 2 receivers each side. Thornhill's going to roll right, looks to pass, throws it a little high. Malback got his hands on it and almost ended up being bad news for Altavista because Malback tipped it up, but it does go incomplete. There was 3 or 4 Chatham defenders in the area after the tip.
And he had one-on-one coverage, was able to get open. Looked like he was trying to go down and run a little curl in, and one let him outside where he was a little bit more open, and Michi just wasn't able to make that adjustment.
Chatham linebackers are showing blitz, and they're backing off, and they're coming up again. Sometimes as an offensive lineman, it makes it tough to get your assignment. You don't know who's coming and who's not. Colonels have got an empty backfield now. Destin Brown is on the left wing there, right beside left tackle. Man in motion is Malback. They give it to him, and they go to that left tackle. Malback strung out, struck down in the backfield. Good stop there from the Cavaliers, and that's going to run out the first quarter. We're all tied, Oscar, 7-7. We'll take a timeout and be back with the second quarter here from Chatham. Colonels and Cavaliers all knotted up at 7 on 105.5 KD Country.
The game is brought to you by these members of the Altavista Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, serving hometown pride with 18 flavors of milkshakes.
Comfort Inn in Altavista, outdoor pool and free hot breakfast with your stay.
Steve's Florist, best quality at the best price for all occasions.
El Cerrito Mexican Restaurant, authentic Mexican food, open 7 days a week.
Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, Main Street, Altavista.
Piece of Pie Restaurant, Lower Broad Street, Altavista. Give peace a chance.
China Walk Super Buffet, American and Chinese food with the newest item, crab.
Perkins Twin Tire and Auto Service, your Michelin tire store.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
50 years of award-winning high school sports coverage, and not the first time some head football coaches have gotten some gray hairs after, but it was fun for us and fun for the fans, I think.
You score 7-all. Statistics-wise, the Colonels 17 yards on the ground, 109 through the air for a total of 126. All of Chatham's yardage coming on the ground at 61 yards, so the Colonels outgained them 2-1, but the big play was the 50-yard fumble return by Chatham.
Yeah.
Both teams had 2 turnovers.
Yeah, they did. Chatham, you mentioned all their yards on the ground. They only tried one pass. That was intercepted by Jacob East from the Colonels. Both teams have got an interception and a fumble. And Chatham got their score from the Michael Seat fumble recovery. Thornhill threw the ball back for a 71-yard touchdown with 4:02 in the first quarter. That's how Altavista scored. Now the Colonels have got a 3rd and long. 3rd and about 12. Thornhill's going to pass. Pump fake short to East. Now he's going to throw to East. Long throw. It's complete to East. He does not have enough for the first down. He gained about 4. Play took a while to develop. Cavaliers were not biting on the fake. I think Thornhill wanted to go deep.
He did, but the Chatham defenders, the Chatham line was closing in on quick. If he added that a couple of seconds, Maltback was stricken down, but Thornhill just didn't have the opportunity to get to it.
Yeah, the rush from Chatham has been good. Thornhill's had a little bit of time to throw, but probably not as much as he's used to. Andrews on to punt for the Altavista Colonels. It'll be from the 26-yard line. And Andrews is standing on about the 11-yard line. Smith back deep to return for the Cavs. He's on about the 45-yard line, the other 45-yard line. It's a good kick from Andrews. Smith's going to let it hit at the 40. Thinking about returning it. He doesn't. Great kick and a great roll from the Colonels. Great coverage there by the punt team. Another good kick from Andrews. 10:58 to go in the second quarter. 7-7. And Chatham will take over from their own 27 yards.
Nice punt, 41 yards.
Yeah, Andrews has, I think you and I both remember the big punt in the Gretna game that pinned the Hawks back deep. That was one of the biggest punts all year, if not the biggest from Andrews. Second quarter brought to you by Apple Markets in Altavista. 3 great locations to serve. And the Subway halftime show will follow this second quarter action. 10:58 of it to go. Almost had a false start there from the Cavaliers. The flag does come out now. They hit it to Clements. Clements gained 7 left tackle. It looked like the fullback moved early.
Yeah, I think they're going to call procedure.
Yeah.
Or either backfield in motion 1.
Yeah, I think the official just couldn't get the flag out in time. And this should bring up 1st and 15 for Chatham. Again, another good game. If the penalty's not there to wipe it out, Chatham's sitting on a 2nd and short. Does bring up 1st and 15, 27-yard line.
And the Colonels are going to have to tighten up a little bit here, but we're even.
Exactly. We're even now. Bob Alvis has never gotten mentioned so much on the radio, even when he's doing a game. Handoff goes to Clements. Clements stuffed up at about the line of scrimmage. He's going to turn it into a gain of 3. And it'll bring up 2nd and 13, 2nd and 12. 10:37 to go in the game. And you mentioned both teams running the ball a lot, Oscar. We could get out of here early. Clock continues to run here. 7-7 is the score if you just joined us. Malback's got a receiving touchdown for Altavista, and Michael Seat has a fumble recovery return for a touchdown for Chatham. I formation again, 2 tight ends. Chatham goes on a hard count. It looks like they maybe got Altavista to jump. 3 or 4 flags came out.
Yeah, couldn't tell for the Colonels who jumped.
I think that may have been on more than one person. It is against Altavista. So Chatham utilizing the variance in the snap count, changing it up. And that'll bring up 2nd and 7 now. We've seen our share of yellow flags tonight. As much as we've seen in one half, I think, so far tonight. We still got over 10 minutes to go in this half.
Yeah, not even close. Far and away the most penalties we've seen.
Same formation, high formation with 2 tight ends and a wide out to the top side, the far side. Walton's going to run the option keeper there. And he's going to get 3 or 4. Brought down by number 3, Markel Payne for the Colonels.
Brings up a 3rd, and we'll call the long 4.
Big 3rd down here for Altavista.
I think this is the big 3rd down. We need to get the defense off the field and possibly be able to flip the field and get good field position.
Absolutely. If the Colonels could get a stop here, it would go a long way to winning this game. They were late getting set up. They handed it to Clements. Clements has got nothing. He's hit by Demetrius Johnson, and he did not gain a yard. I don't think maybe a couple feet. Going to bring up 4th and short, not quite midfield. Actually, they're going to say he gained about 1 or 2 there, and they're going to set up 4th and 1. Not quite midfield, Oscar, but I think Coach Paul Greckis for Chatham might be debating going for this one.
But he's going to call timeout by
the officials. I think they want to measure. And boy, that was one where it didn't look like Clemens even gained a yard. They say he does. Give him a little bit on the progress.
They are going to bring a change across.
Yep. Well, and this is a great thing for Chatham because now they can think about that decision of whether to go for it or not without having to burn a timeout. For Altavista, I don't know if it helps or hurts them. I mean, they can think about their defense, but
Chatham's defense has been good tonight. And, at 2 and 3, it is, tie score may not be a bad idea to go for it.
Sometimes, yeah.
Especially coming off the hard count earlier in this drive.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. And this ball is close to that first down marker, but he needs about a full yard. It looks like. So they're on their own 37-yard line. I mean, people have gone for it from worse field position, but I think you can definitely say it would be rolling the dice if you do go for it here. Sometimes you got to roll the dice, though.
Yeah, and they've been able to run the ball on the Colonels here in the first quarter and early in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Colonels have stopped Chatham in the backfield maybe once or twice, but, really almost all those running plays, the Cavaliers have at least gained a yard. Looks like they're set up to go for it. Could be another hard count situation. Maybe they just want to line up and see how Altavista, what kind of look the Colonels give them on defense.
A little bit of
all the time.
Yeah, a little bit of a subtlety right there. With the offense, I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah. 4th and 1. Cavaliers do look like they're running a hard count. Let's see if they end up snapping it or not. Still got some time on the play clock. Now they do call a timeout, so not a bad idea there for Chatham. Line up, see if you can get them to jump offside, and then use the timeout.
Cavaliers actually broke the huddle with 12 players. Refs didn't call it, and as they coming out of that timeout, it was a little bit difficult for that to be seen.
Yeah.
But again, they did break the huddle with 12.
We'll keep it here for a minute since the timeout has already occurred. Now they're talking about things. Now, I mean, if you're Altavista, you can't assume they're going to punt it now. They could still line up and go for it on 4th and 1. Normally, when the team will line up in hard counts like that, then they call a timeout, they end up just punting it away. But there's no rule that says they have to. And even if they line up in a punt formation, there's no rule that says they have to. That's right. They are in a punt formation. That's Jody Malero back deep to kick again, and Michi Paul back deep to receive for the Colonels. Got to be real careful here if you're on that defensive special teams for Altavista, though.
And they lined up, with the exception of Malback, in a pretty traditional lineup.
Yeah. Malero took a little time there. It looked like he thought about throwing it. Gets the kick away, though. It's decent. Not going to be returned by Malback, and it's down on the 34-yard line. That's where Altavista will take over in their own territory. 8:22 remaining in the first half. 7-7 ball game.
We always see a tight game coming in. It's proved out to be that so far.
Yeah, again, anytime you go on the road in the Dogwood District, you really can't look at a team's record. You really can't look at, what a team's done in the past. Because on any given night, anybody can beat anybody. And, when you turn it over, both these teams have turned it over twice. That really is the great equalizer in football. Anybody can really beat anybody when you start turning it over. Tricks formation to this near side for the Colonels. Thornhill's going to take it up the middle. Man's got a hold of his leg. He ended up dragging him along for about a yard, but not much more than that. Going to say with Zach Pruitt on the stop. 8:09 remaining in the second quarter. Altavista going to scrimmage again from that far hash mark.
And Cavaliers have done well tonight. Colonels have not been able to run the ball.
Not as much as they're used to, that's for sure. 3 receivers to this near side again. It's the wide side of the field. Altavista's on that left hash mark. Thornhill's got a running back right beside him to his right. He's looking to pass. Pulls it down, going to run. Now he is going to throw, lobs it over the top. Looks like it's complete along the sideline there. Let's see if the receiver for Altavista stayed in bounds. It was Dimitri Malback. Flag came out there on the play as well, right about the spot Malback caught it. could have been one of those deals where he steps out and then came back in. Normally they throw the hat for that, but maybe the official just threw the flag. I'm going to say it's... They pointed at Chatham, then he pointed at Altavista. The official's talking to Malback right now. I don't know if he's just giving Malback the explanation or what. That's what they're saying. Malback was an ineligible receiver because he stepped out of bounds.
That's right.
And I suspected that just based on where Michi was on the sideline, and then, but it did make it confusing when the official signaled at Chatham. And he's talking about it. I think the pass was incomplete anyway. So I guess now if you're Chatham, you got the decision of do we take the penalty and it would remain second down, but you get the yards, or do you bring up 3rd and 9, I think would be your choices, right? Maybe. No microphones here in high school, so you can't get the explanation from the ref.
I'm not certain that the refs are sure exactly what's going on. There's been a lot of discussion about this.
Yeah. We said we might get out of here early with everybody running the ball, but with the penalties and the discussion, we might get out of here later. Looks like Chatham's going to take the yard, going to take the penalty. This is a big penalty. I mean, what is it, a 20-yard penalty? This is getting, I'd take the penalty, too, if I knew it was going to be that much. I mean, this is going to set up second and about 25, Oscar.
It was a 15-yard penalty.
So 15 yards from the first down, not from the spot of the foul. From the line of scrimmage, I should say, not the first down. All right. Wow, it's a loss of down, too. They're down on the board there. Not a good situation for the Colonel. They'll need a big play right here. Passing play. Thornhill's going to get flushed out. Going to roll to his right, looking downfield. He had some receivers to choose from. Now he's dragged down, sacked by the Chatham Cavaliers. 2 or 3 Cavalier defenders in on that. That'll bring up 4th and really long for the Colonels, and they'll have to punt. What do you think? Give us the analysis on that.
I'm baffled. I don't know why the penalty and lost it down. It wasn't.
Yeah, really the only thing you get the loss of down and the yardage on is the intentional grounding. I didn't think stepping out of bounds and coming back in, I didn't think that was a loss of down and the yardage. Either way, big sack there from Chatham, not letting Thornhill get the pass off. Cody Andrews back to punt again. His last one was a good one. Shai Smith is back deep to receive, and he is on the Altavista 45. Andrews has got a nice high kickoff. Doesn't look like it's going to be received, but it takes a nice Chatham bounce, and it will get down by number 52, Dante Poindexter for the Colonels. But Chatham will have great field position to start. Middle of the field from about the 37-yard line of Altavista.
Yeah, again, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happened. No matter, the Chatham Cavaliers have flipped the field again. They've got the ball at the 39-yard line of the Colonels. Good field position.
Absolutely. Best field position of the night for Chatham. Nothing Altavista can do about the penalty now, except try and make a big defensive stop here, or even a turnover. Handoff goes to Clements right up the gut. He gained some yards and then was hit hard by Juan Thornhill from that safety spot. Really, Juan Thornhill normally a safety. He's kind of a linebacker today. Like I said, he's only about 7 or 8 yards deep. Second and a long 3 on the way now for Chatham. Just over 6 minutes to go. 7-7 is the score here from Chatham High School. Altavista on the road. Colonels are 5-1 in the district, 5-1 overall, undefeated in the district. I formation again. Chatham got a funny snap count there. They had guys going in different directions at different times. Marcus Clements doesn't gain much on that. Timing was way off there for Chatham.
And Thornhill read that like he had seen that on film somewhere, because he was all over that. It looked like the right side of the Chatham was passed out of the blocks.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like different people on the offensive line were on different snap counts. No penalty, though. So it'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Cavaliers. Same I formation again. The wide out is to the top side, the far side. Handoff goes to Clements. Clements has got a first down, and he's hit after about a 5-yard gain and brought down there. Marcus Clements picks up another first down for Chatham, and they continue to grind it out on the ground.
They called a gain of 6. Put the ball at the 26-yard line. First down.
Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half now. Subway halftime show to follow this. We're all tied up here from downtown tight squeeze. Walton under center for the Cavs. Jiggets is a fullback. Clements is back deep at about 7 yards as a tailback. They give it to Clements again. He's got some more room again. Not as much as the last time, but he gains about 4. And again, positive yardage for Chatham. Altavista's defense. They're not giving up the big play to Chatham, but they just keep getting grinded down.
They're gaining that 3 or 4 in a cloud of dust.
Yep. It's old school football from the I formation there. Chatham likes to run that option, but lately it's just been straight ahead, a halfback lead to Clements.
And that offensive line for Chatham, they're not small.
No, they're not. One of the bigger offensive lines Altavista's run into this year. Handoff this time goes to the fullback. He's going to gain some yards. Not enough for the first down. Whole team in on the tackle for Altavista. Thornhill was in on it. Timron Brown was in on it. Going to bring up another 3rd and 3. Altavista could really use a stop here, although you got to assume this is 4-down territory now.
You're absolutely right, and I didn't see the Chatham kicker in warm-up, so I'm not sure what his range is. But
yeah.
But I would assume, again, 7 all, 3:45 remaining. I would think this is 4-down territory as well.
Yeah. Walton, the kicker for Chatham, made the extra point. I mean, this would be significantly longer than that if they were to get stopped here. Got some movement in the backfield again. Flag doesn't come out. And the give was to Clements. He didn't get the first down anyway, though. It looked like there had to be some movement there in the backfield for Chatham. It's going to bring up 4th and 3. So Altavista got one stop. They're going to need another one here. Officials now trying to settle down Altavista.
Yeah,
We'll call the game.
Well, and they just did a nice spot. Looks like almost a 2-yard gain.
That was a good spot. Going to set up 4th and 1 or 4th and 1.5 for the Cavaliers. They've tinkered with the snap count some. See if they do it again. They go quick, quarterback sneak. Looks like Walton's got more than enough for it. Good looking play there from Chatham. It's really hard to stop a team when they only need a yard, Oscar.
The quarterback keeper picked up about 3 or 4 yards.
Walton is running that quarterback spot. He's not the normal starting quarterback. Rod Taylor has started all the other games for the Cavaliers, but he is injured, not in uniform tonight.
Impressive drive so far.
Absolutely.
Running up about 4 minutes.
Yeah, just over 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. I formation again. Same thing all night for the Cavaliers. Man in motion is Smith. Smith goes through the formation. They hand it to Clements. Clements goes left tackle. He breaks off one tackle, shakes off another. He's finally dragged down. It looks like Thornhill's got a handful of jersey and finally brought down Marcus Clements. That was Juan Thornhill. Wow, Clements picked up a bunch of yards, and he had intentions to get in that end zone too.
They're gonna mark that at 4-yard line. It's going to be close to being the first down.
Trainer Angela Emerson and staff trotting out now as Destin Brown was on the floor there. He's going to get up. I think since Emerson came out, he may have to come out of the game, right? It looks like Coach Sharnes from Altavista wants to take a timeout anyway. We'll take it with him. 2:12 remains here in the first half, all tied up at 7 on 105.5 KD Country.
Try a variety of daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that brought the first Mexican food to the area 13 years ago and still going strong 7 days a week. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced, with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant by you, their customers, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Alta Vista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista 7, Chatham 7. All those points were scored in the first quarter. Second quarter has really flown by here, Oscar.
And they first down on that play for the Cavaliers, get first and goal from the 4-yard line.
First and goal from the 4. Again, Chatham has just steadily moved it on the ground. They've only thrown it one time, and that was intercepted. First and goal here from the left hash mark. Chatham going the long snap count again. They give it to Clements. Clements shakes off one guy. He's in. Touchdown. Cavaliers go ahead 13-7 on the Marcus Clements touchdown. It comes with 2 minutes exactly on the clock. And Chatham will line up for the extra point. Again, they just marched it on down the field, Oscar. That was one of the more methodical and impressive drives we've seen all year from any team. It's really the Colonels, again, they didn't give up any long plays. I bet you Chatham didn't have a run of over 10 yards in that drive, but they just steadily grounded out. Snaps a little low, got to the kicking block. Walton converted, and that makes it 14-7 Chatham. We'll come back, quick time out of here. Colonels down by a touchdown on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Fellers Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Fellers Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Second quarter brought to you by Apple Markets of Altavista. Chatham goes ahead. Marcus Clements, 4-yard touchdown run there with 2 minutes to go, Oscar.
Yeah, the nine plays, 38 yards. Took about 4.5 minutes, so they had up a ton of clock. And you said, no, it's not but one run at 10 yards. The field really got flipped on that penalty and pinned the Colonels back deep. 2 minutes for this offense to strike and get the game even before they go into halftime.
Yeah, see how Altavista responds to this. It was the penalty really hurt the Colonels, and then the bad bounce on the punt didn't help one bit either. And then Marcus Clements and the Chatham O-line really took care of the rest there. Short kick filled by Marback. He gets going full speed now. Hurdles one guy, shakes off another, but he's not going to be able to shake off the whole team. And he'll get brought down about the 33-yard line. Not a bad return.
It was a decent field position at the 33. This is only the Colonel's third possession of the quarter.
Yeah.
And both of those were essentially 3 and outs.
Mm-hmm. Old school ball control football there from Chatham. Again, I've said it a few times, they've only attempted one pass, and that was completed, but it was to the wrong team. It was Jacob East on the interception. East is split way out here in the offensive formation passing play. They're looking for East. It's completed. On cue, you talk about a guy in the throw to him, he comes up with a big catch, great 13-yard gain there from Thornhill to East, and out to this is moving the chains now.
And they're going no huddle, 144. There's a change of reset.
Well, they'd love to tie this thing up. Colonel gets the ball in the second half, too. So if you get a score here, you'd have a lot of momentum going into the locker room. Then you get the football right back. That would be a big swing. Thornhill's looking to pass again. This time he's got some protection. Now he bounces around. A lot of time to throw. Hit from behind, though, and the pass is short. Thornhill had all day, but he just eventually that clock's got to run out back there.
Well, they had 3 or 4 receivers downfield that at different times were open, but none of them came back to meet one. Again, they were 15, 20 yards. If somebody would come back to the 10-yard, we could have picked up a first down.
Yeah, it was one of those plays where Thornhill just danced around so long. Eventually, you've run your route. You know, you're out of throwing range at that point. So like you said, somebody's got to come back to the ball and give Chatham some credit there with the good coverage in the secondary, making Juan have to eat that ball and then make a throw that he really probably didn't want to make. Flags come out now, and I think somebody might have moved for Altavista on the front line. They did. Procedure penalty. That'll bring up 2nd and 15. Minute 30 to go in the second quarter. Subway halftime show to follow, Oscar. The clock runs when both of these two teams don't make penalties. But we've seen a lot of yellow flags tonight.
Yeah, we have, and most of them have been in the Colonel's direction. Not a clean first half for Altavista.
Not at all. 2 receivers on each side for Thornhill. Got a running back to his left, that's Hawkins. He puts them all back in motion. Linebacker shifting around for Chatham. Thornhill wants to throw. Chase out of the pocket, he's going to pull it down and run. Stiff arms one guy. Not going to be able to get to the first down marker. Now a flag comes out late I wonder if this might be on Chatham, on the tackle, maybe an unnecessary roughness or a face mask or something. Now they're going to wave it off. So good stop there for the Cavaliers. Thornhill did gain about 1 or 2, but certainly not enough for the first down. Brings up 3rd and 14.
Yeah, they're going to call it a gain of 1.
Again, it was a passing play. Thornhill, his initial receivers are covered, so then he has to make something happen with his feet. He just was unable to do so.
Of course, clock is stopped.
Now it's running again. I didn't know if Thornhill went out of bounds or not. Bunch formation here for the Colonels. They've got 3 receivers bunched off to the left side there, running back as well. Thornhill will roll that way. He's looking. Got some time. Throws complete. Receivers hit hard. Let's see who the receiver is. It's Timron Brown. And that's going to set up about 4th and 5 from the 49-yard line, or maybe right there at the 50.
Clock's running 38-37.
I think Altavista is going to let it run. They're going to try out the punt team. Let's see if Chatham wants to call timeout and stop it now. Not yet. Under 30 seconds now, and the Colonels are doing a smart thing here. If you're not going to go for it, let it run. Don't give the Cavs more time.
With a couple timeouts, I might would have played this differently, Coach Jones. At the 50-yard line, Chatham hadn't shown the propensity to be able to, the ability to be able to throw the ball. I might would have taken a risk here.
Certainly an option. Altavista has not snapped it yet. They may not have to, as they're going to let it run down. Don't know if you're going to get a delay a game or a timeout. It is going to be a timeout. Coach Sharns called one there with 6.9 seconds in the half. We'll take one as well. 14-7, Altavista trails here on 105.5 KD Country.
Accidents happen. When your windshield is chipped, come to Apple Auto Glass, 2429 Ford Avenue. They'll repair your chip for $39.95. In shop, only $39.95. Apple Auto Glass and Mirrors, 2429 Ford Avenue, Lynchburg. Give them a call at 846-2753, 846-2753. That's 846-2753. Apple Auto Glass, proud sponsor of Altavista Sports. Football is a tradition, and so is Apple Auto Glass. Go Colonels.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
50 years of award-winning sports coverage on WKD. 6.9 seconds to go in the second quarter. Someway halftime show on the way, and Oscar, you got your wish. Altavista is going to go for it now. Let's clock right down to 6.9 seconds. 4th and about 8. Thornhill looking to pass. He's got a rush coming. Steps up and avoids one defender. Throws it deep. He's got Timron Brown down there. Brown had some defenders with him. Ball knocked away. It's incomplete. That will end the first half. Good first half for the Chatham Cavaliers. These adjustments Altavista can make as we go to halftime. 14-7. Altavista trails on 105.5 KD Country.
Hey football fans, good news from Altavista area Apple Markets. Check out these new in-store specials like Red Bull 8-ounce size 2 for $3.33 or a 4-pack $5.99. And a 24-pack of Coke only $5.99. Grab a box of chicken at Riverside or Main Street Apple Market locations. Chicken filet biscuit, a bargain at $1.79. Apple Markets have great tasting chicken tenders too. Apple Market convenience stores at Gateway, Riverside, and Main Street in Altavista.
Have you looked at your business banking fees lately? I'm Sean Stone with First National Bank, and we have the best business accounts which offer serious savings for your company. We have a full menu of business products from checking accounts and remote deposit capture to online banking. And we have a local merchant card representative who will customize services just for your business. So let First National Bank prepare an analysis of your current activity and show how we will reduce your banking fees. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show here from Chatham High School. Altavista 7. Chatham Cavaliers 14. Colonels haven't trailed much at halftime this year, Oscar.
No, they have. I would, from my perspective, again, I missed the James River game. That's the probably the sloppiest half of football I've seen from the Colonels.
Yeah, Colonels turned it over a couple times, bunch of penalties that really came back to burn them, and, you know, give the Cavaliers a lot of credit for taking advantage of those mistakes, but certainly not the half of football that Coach Sharns wanted to see. You're right.
And the Colonels have controlled the Cavaliers, I'll get it right by the end of the game.
It's easy to mess up.
The Cavaliers have shown great discipline. They're running the ball. They're gaining those 3-4 yards to carry, and the Colonels have not been able to stop them, even despite, you know, they're getting 7 up in the box.
Yeah.
And still can't stop them. Great job by that Cavaliers offensive line.
Yeah, you do. You have to give them a lot of credit. You know, Altavista has made their share of mistakes, you know, with the turnovers, with the penalties, what have you. But you do got to give the Cavaliers a lot of credit because they are moving the football, and it's not pretty to look at. I won't say that. It is pretty to look at, especially if you like that kind of old-school football, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I should say it's not what you see on Sundays anymore. So your Joe fan, your newcomer to football isn't going to like it, but your old-school kind of fans are going to love it. And, you know, it works. Chatham's up 14-7 right now. Subway halftime show. Eat healthy, eat fresh at Subway. 2 great locations in Altavista. Clarion Road, Walmart, and, of course, Main Street in Altavista. I don't know, what else can we say about Subway, Oscar, other than it's the best game in town.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, I ran into Robert Duff earlier this week. It was good to see him. And, again, he continues to support a lot of stuff in the community and done a great job with his restaurants. Like you said, eat fresh, and his people really, really excel in the hospitality area.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that's what, you know, that's what makes those 2 locations so great is, you know, everybody's had Subway. You know Subway's great, but when they go the extra mile and give you the customer service and, you know, the nice treatment, you know, you can't beat that. It's like Bob and I always said, cheers. Everybody knows your name. You go in there and it's just a great time. We're having a great time here, too, on the Subway halftime show. Altavista's down 7. They'd like to be having a better time. We'll take a timeout here with about 12 minutes to go in halftime on 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Try a variety of daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that brought the first Mexican food to the area 13 years ago and still going strong 7 days a week. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced, with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant by you, their customers, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business.
Installing atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29 Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show, Altavista, Chatham. Colonels trail by 7 right now, Oscar, and it's we've talked about it. It's really been their inability to stop the run that has burned them, but their offense hadn't gotten it going as much as they normally do. I mean, they average a lot more than 7 points and a half.
And I'll take that as a segue to run with some stats to really reflect that. Of course, Chatham leads 14-7. The Colonels, 15 yards rushing in the first half, and only 130 through the air, so a total of 145 yards for the Colonels.
71 of that was on one play.
That's exactly right. And you talk about Chatham, 108 yards, all on the ground. So, because despite the fact that the Colonels 145 to 108 field position due to the penalties, they were able to flip the field, Ball control, chewing up a bunch of time. Great job by Chatham controlling this football game, and to win it, they have to keep the Colonel's offense off the field.
Yeah, and again, it's been the ball control style offense that Chatham has run, and they've done it very well. They're moving the ball in small chunks, but they are moving it. And, it's keeping Altavista's offense off the field. When Altavista's offense does take the field, the Colonels haven't been able to run the football much. I mean, normally we're used to seeing Thornhill, Brown, all the running backs in Thornhill in some combination have racked up about 100 yards by now and a half, but they haven't done that tonight.
No, and I think in the second half, for the Colonels to get back into this game, they've got to find a way to run the ball.
Yeah.
Establish that run, loosen up that secondary a little bit for Chatham, and that'll allow them to start passing the ball a little bit. But the first thing they do is they've got to establish a ground game.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be easier said than done, but I think that's probably the way to go if you're a Colonel fan. And Mike Sharness is no dummy. He and his guys have been around for a long time. They know the adjustments to make. They know they've got their hands full tonight. This is not a case where Altavista overlooked Chatham. I mean, Coach Sharness, he said in the pregame interview, Chatham's a tough opponent. We're going to have to play well to beat them, and we're seeing that so far tonight.
Well, and one of the reasons that the Colonels have not been able to throw the ball as well as they have is they're not giving Rodney. Here I go. They're not giving Rodney's Juan Thornhill's father. They're not giving Thornhill an opportunity to throw the ball. They've penetrated, been able to put a lot of pressure on him. He's scrambled, and nice coverage downfield by the Chatham secondary.
Yeah. Yeah, they really have limited Juan Thornhill's ability to throw the ball effectively. Obviously, Thornhill hooked up with Dimitri Ballback for the 71-yard touchdown that we've alluded to a couple times. That started the scoring. Altavista went up 7-0. Walker Allen made the kick. Then Michael Seat recovered a fumble for Chatham. He ran it back about 49 or 50 yards for the Cavaliers' first touchdown. Then in the second quarter, late in the second quarter, 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, Marcus Clements, 4-yard touchdown scoring run on that drive where they just ate up clock, marched it about 40 yards down the field, and it was a steady dose of Marcus Clements. And again, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, he's a tough running back. He's the best, really pure running back I think Altavista's faced. And if you give him just a little bit of space, he'll do the rest, and he's done a nice job so far here tonight. I mean, the Colonels have got to try and find a way to slow him down and slow everybody down for Chatham. And we'll see if they can do that. We'll take another quick time out here on the Subway halftime show. 14-7, Chatham on top on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
I'm Todd Hall, president of First National Bank. For over 100 years, we have proudly served our customers in Central Virginia, and we're excited about continuing to provide financial solutions into the future. At First National Bank, our focus is on you, the customer, and delivering a very high level of service is our top priority. In fact, our employees are empowered to make decisions that provide you an extraordinary customer experience. So stop in one of our 8 local branches and give us a try. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Accidents happen. When your windshield is chipped, come to Apple Auto Glass, 2429 Ford Avenue. They'll repair your chip for $39.95. In shop, only $39.95. Apple Auto Glass and Mirrors, 2429 Ford Avenue, Lynchburg. Give them a call at 846-2753, 846-2753. That's 846-2753. Apple Auto Glass, proud sponsor of Altavista Sports. Football is a tradition, and so is Apple Auto Glass. Go Colonels.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
5 minutes remains in the Subway halftime show, not in the game. So we're not that far ahead yet, Oscar, but both teams getting ready to wrap up their halftime program here and getting ready to trot back on the field, do some stretching, do some calisthenics. That's probably what we called it back in our day, Oscar. It was calisthenics and aerobics. That's what you did back then.
Well, maybe in your time. I'm a little bit older than you are.
Oh, what did they call it back then?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Playoff baseball too. We were just debating that and conversating about that. Looks like the Cardinals are up, but don't change it from this game. Stay with us. We'll keep you updated. Cardinals up 6-3 in the 8th inning.
No, and you know, getting back to this game, you know, the Colonels had the ball at the end of the half, and they did get the ball first.
Yeah.
There was a little Hail Mary play, and it was down right at the goal line, and a little bit of fight for the ball. After that, a little extracurricular. So it's interesting to see if the Colonels and Cavaliers can keep their cool as we get here into the second half.
Yeah, it was, you know, we saw a little bit of that prior to that. You know, there was one or two times. I think there was one of those kick returns where Dimitri Malbec didn't gain much, and it looked like the whole team tackled him. You know, I think Nietzsche took a little offense to that. But other than that, I think it's been a pretty clean game. Sportsmanship's been on the up and up, but we've definitely seen our share of penalties. It's no personal foul or 15-yard penalties like that, but we've seen our share of flags come out.
And really, we did have the face mask, but that was the one. And then the one that we're not quite sure what the call was, that was a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Really, after the loss by the 15-yard penalty and then the loss by Thornhill, where Chatham did a good job of getting in the backfield, really pinned the Colonels down and only able to get the ball out to the 38-yard line. And boy, Chatham just drove it down their throat.
Yeah, that was a big turn of events there for the Cavaliers. And the play we were talking about, Malbec was on the sideline. Thornhill completed a pass to him. We never really found out if the pass was, if he was inbounds or out of bounds when he caught it, but we did find out that Malbec went out of bounds, came back in. You can't go out of bounds and come back in and be the first guy to catch it. So he becomes an ineligible receiver at that point, and that was the penalty. But Altavista lost yardage and lost down there, and there's not too many penalties where that happens. Like I said, the intentional grounding that happens on. But so we'll go back and look that one up at a later date. I don't think it's anything where Coach Sharness is saying, "Hey, that's why we're down by 7 right now." It's not one of those deals. But it did, you know, probably an unfortunate break there for the Colonels. But something they'll have to overcome. And we'll see what they can do as far as overcoming that. They face some adversity at times this year. They're down 14-7 here. Again, like I said, Oscar, always tough to go on the road anywhere and win. But it becomes even tougher in the Dogwood District. And Chatham is one of those places where it's just not it's not one of those places where you can just walk in and throw your gear on the field, you know, despite their record in the past years. And they're going to give you a fight. They're going to give you a good game. WSCT's here for the game of the week, so they're probably a little extra fired up about that. You know, you want to hold serve, you know, when the game of the week is here. Oscar's looking it up right now.
Yeah, and the ineligible is a 5-yard penalty.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not certain about the out of bounds and coming back in and being the first player to touch it. I'll have to check on that.
Well, it may be one of those deals where there was something else, another penalty involved. I don't know. I don't want to just come out and say, hey, the refs were wrong, because they do a great job. They do all they can do. It may be one of those deals where they miscommunicated the penalty to us, possibly.
Right, and despite that fact, we can talk about the penalty, but Chatham absolutely outplayed in the first half.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, you know, Coach Sharness, if you had the sideline reporter right now, he'd agree with that. He'd say, we're getting outworked, and we've got to find a way to run the ball and find a way to stop them from running the ball, because that's really what it's been all about here in this first half, is Chatham's running game and their ability to shut down Altavista's running game. We'll take another quick timeout. Second half almost underway. We'll have plenty to talk about then. Cavaliers up 14-7 over Altavista here on 105.5 KD Country.
Installing atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29, Altavista. In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Second half, ready to start here. Subway halftime show is wrapping up. 14-7 Altavista trails. They will get the football here to start the second half. The Cavaliers have got their kickoff team all set and lined up to go. Altavista still in the huddle over there on the far sideline. And Altavista will be going left to right here on the radio dial towards the scoreboard at Chatham, Oscar.
And with Michi smallback back deep, your 12 seconds will kind of score.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's, normally their offense has been high power and scoring. And they did score quickly on the 71-yard passing play earlier. They just haven't done much other than that. Smallback scored that touchdown on the pass from Thornhill in the first quarter. And Malback gets back deep to return for the Altavista Colonels. Timron Brown back there with him as well. 3 guys about 15 yards ahead of them, and 2 guys about 15 yards ahead of that. Kicked in by Walton. It's a little bit short. They try and keep it away from Malback, fielded on the 30-yard line. Turning up the field there and hit hard is number 23, Devontae Clark. Not a bad return. Gets to about the 32-yard line. Good coverage there from the Cavaliers. Yeah, not a bad return from Altavista. You can see Chatham conscious about trying to keep it away from Dimitri Malback. They kick it short. And Altavista will scrimmage from the left hash mark. In the shotgun formation, Andrews in at a tight end spot. 1 receiver split way out to his side as well, and Thornhill will run behind Andrews. Gets about 5. He's hit hard. Good hard tackle in there for Chatham. Gained about 5. Seat on the tackle. Seat was the one that scored on the fumble recovery. Thornhill probably more like a 6-yard gain. 5.5 anyway. Bring up second down. He split way out here past the numbers on this near side to us.
And as I'm looking to remember the game, I hadn't heard Daquan Myers. I haven't seen him in the game tonight.
Haven't seen him at all, I don't think. He at least hadn't carried the football anyway. Destin Brown right behind Thornhill. They're going to hand it off to Browning. Had some yards initially, fighting his head up in the hole there. Gained 6, good enough for a first down. Good hard running there. I mean, everything Altavista has got tonight, Oscar, has been hard to come by.
Yeah, it has, and it looks like Coach Sean is coming out the first 2 plays, hard running plays. It looks like he is trying to establish that run.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the adjustment then. You fight fire with fire. And Coach Sharness has never been afraid to run the ball. I mean, he's a run-first kind of guy. He's had some good passers, both at Altavista and at Rustburg. But he is a running coach, I think. Shotgun formation again. Andrews, tight end on the right side, 2 receivers, split out to the left. East is on the same side as Andrews, but he split way out. Hard count from Altavista. Chatham came across the neutral zone here, and the call is against the Cavaliers. So that'll be 5 free yards there for the Altavista Colonels. Sets up 2nd and 5.
Should be, 2nd and 5. And
10 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. 14-7 Altavista trails. Oscar thinks it should be first down. Should it be first down? I don't know. Well, Thornhill's going to go from the shotgun anyway. Snaps it to Destin Brown. Brown's got another first down, just barely. I think he's got enough anyway. First down marker was on the 45-yard line. And they're actually going to mark it. Now they are going to give him the first down. They marked it beyond, but I thought they would. Fresh set of downs now for the Colonels. They're doing their best Chatham impression. They're just going to grind it out down the field. Different formation, but same result. It's kind of 3, 4, 5 yards in a cloud of dust.
And I like this. I like this philosophy and game plan from Coach Shorness.
Absolutely. Brown and Thornhill in the backfield together. Thornhill's going to go up the middle. He shook off one guy, shakes off another. Kind of got tripped up. Good solid gain, though. Probably about 7. Maybe even 8 or 9 when it's all said and done and marked off.
They're going to call it 8. Nice run by Juan. He never really got up to speed. He got hit by Chatham around the thighs, but was able to keep his feet driving forward. Looked like he got hit 3 or 4 yards, and then he got hit 2 or 3 yards later, but he was able to keep going forward. Nice play by Juan. Nice job by that Colonel offensive line.
They continue to grind it out. The adjustment maybe is to put Andrews in there to tight end a little bit more, right beside William Martin on that right side. Thornhill's got Brown to his left. They go with the long snap count again. They hand it off to Brown up the middle. Shakes off a few guys. He's trying to push that pile. I mean, that looks like a rugby play. You had about all 22 guys within a 5-yard radius there, Oscar.
And you great call. He said Cody Andrews up on that right side as a tight end, and Brown, a little counter play, was able to go back to the left against the flow. Nice pickup and another Colonel's first down.
Grinding it out. On the ground football here. And again, you got to believe they keep running the football. Chatham's defense is going to start creeping up. Then that opens up the play action pass. We talked about it at halftime. You get 2 wide receivers to the left side here, split way out. The tight end is Andrews. East is the wide out on that side as well. Thornhill goes right up the middle. Lead blocker was Brown. Now he's got some room. Good block by East. Thornhill's trying the right sideline. Almost was able to tiptoe the sideline and stay in bounds. Got it to about the 15-yard line before he was forced out.
No penalty on the play.
Big gain right there. That's the biggest gain of the half so far for Altavista.
That's the biggest running play of the game, 17 yards.
Yeah.
I think truly they're actually in a part, putting it inside the 15 at the 14. So
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Altavista knocking on the door. Maybe they're starting to wear down the Chatham defense a little bit. Ballback's going to adjust his split and move in close to the offensive line. Brown right behind Thornhill. Malback is in motion behind both of them now. They hand it off to Brown. Brown's up the middle. He's to the 5, touchdown. He broke free. Had a couple Chatham defenders hanging on, but once he lost them, it was smooth sailing in the end zone. Touchdown, Altavista.
It was the same counter play that they had just used. They put Michi in motion. They had Hawkins lined up on the tight end, and Brown went cut back against the play to the left, and nice play by the Colonels. Nice opening drive, 8:23, and Colonels trail 14-13 going for the extra point.
Walker Allen on to attempt the extra point. Thornhill to hold. Snap is perfect. Ball got down on the block, and the kick's got plenty of height, plenty of distance, and the direction was good, too. Tie ball game here, 14-14, with 8 minutes and change to go in the third quarter here. Altavista has tied it up on 105.5 KD Country.
Try a variety of daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that brought the first Mexican food to the area 13 years ago and still going strong 7 days a week. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced, with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant by you, their customers, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Destin Brown finds pay dirt on a 14-yard touchdown run, 8:23 to go in the third quarter. That ties it up, Oscar. What a way to come out of the locker room at halftime, making a statement there for Altavista.
He played 67 yards, took up 3 minutes and 27 seconds, all of it on the ground. Great job by the Colonels' offensive line.
Yeah, really nice job there, and that was just, again, what a way to make a statement. And, you know, Coach Dave Close, the offensive line, defensive line coach, he couldn't have liked the way Chatham kind of pushed Altavista around in the first half. So you know he wanted to come out and say, we're going to run it right down their throats. And that's really what they did. A lot of Thornhill, a lot of Brown, and a whole lot of that offensive line pushing guys around. They put Cody Andrews in at the tight end. I think that was a nice adjustment to make, too. See if they'd stay with it. Line drive kick from Allen here. Fielded by Clark again on the 20-yard line. Shakes off one guy. He's going to try and go to the left sideline here. Whole bunch of Colonel defenders in on the stop there. East was the first guy that slowed him down.
Nice job by Jacob to get him really, only to get over his arm, but they held him up to his buddies to get there.
Yeah. Clark caught on that far sideline there. He tried to bring it all the way back to this near sideline. East was having none of that. 8:14 to go now. Tie ball game. 14-all. Malback has a touchdown. Destin Brown has a touchdown. On the other side, the Cavaliers have scored with Michael Seed on defense and Marcus Clements on offense. Clements is split out now in a wide receiver spot as Chatham takes over 1st and 10. Handoff goes to Smith. He's got nothing there. I mean, Altavista is all over him. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. And now the flag comes out after the play.
Another flag, the Colonel. Another flag came out, too.
I mean, you know, the Colonels were happy that they got the stop. It didn't look to be excessive. Of course, you never know what gets said down there. The officials know, but we don't know from up here. Personal foul is going to go against Altavista, so I'm thinking there was something after that play there that was said in the huddle.
Well, it was a personal foul as opposed to unsportsmanlike.
Well, that's true. That's a good, very, very observant by you, Oscar.
They're actually calling that on Juan Thornhill, and that wouldn't have been that would have been unsportsmanlike because Juan, all he was doing was showing a little bit of exuberance.
Yeah, he really wasn't in on the play. Juan was kind of coming in late there after the play had stopped. He didn't even hit anybody, so it must have been something he said. We'll leave it at that.
Yep.
We have no way of knowing anyway. 1st and 10 now for Chatham. Another penalty that hurts Altavista. 40-yard line. Chatham's in their own territory. They got a fresh set of downs. Officials are still talking things over. Again, if it wasn't for all the flags, we'd probably be done by now, the way both teams have run the football. And the clock has kept on moving. But, that being said, you can't just erase the penalty, so. Under 8 minutes to go now. 2 tight ends set again, 1 wide receiver for Chatham. Quarterback's going to keep it. Altavista had him by the feet and almost got him in the backfield. Now they're going to stop him. Yeah, you do need to be careful.
Johnson in early was able to get around the ankles of the quarterback and close that play down. Nice play by the Colonels. Again, they descended on the ball. There were 3, 4, 5 Colonels there, and you got to be careful right now. And those scrum-type activities highly emotional on both teams right now.
Yeah, absolutely. 2nd and 8 now. Cavaliers have it from the near side hash mark by their sideline. Clements is split out wide again. Smith is the tailback. Walton hands it off to the first man through. That's Jiggets. Jiggets gains about 5 on the fullback dive. Quick hitting play, and now the flag comes out again in the pile.
So you got 2 flags out.
I wonder if this one might be offsetting. You never know. Yeah, they're going to call one on. Yeah, it is offsetting. Just as I was saying that. He signaled to Chatham, they signaled it Altavista, and that's really the one that doesn't do anything. They wipe each other out. It'll stay 2nd down. I'm guessing Jiggets gained about 4 or 5. Should bring up 3rd and 3. Looks like that's where they've got it spotted. 1st down is just beyond the 50-yard line, Oscar.
Yeah, they're going to mark that right at the 47.5-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
Officials slowing things down. Now we're ready to play.
I'm trying to get control.
Yeah.
We saw the play at the end of the half.
Yeah. High formation again. 2 tight ends. Walton's under center, goes with a hard snap count. They give it to Smith. Smith cuts back one way. He's got the first down and a little bit more middle of the field. First down. Big gain there from Chatham. Good pickup on third down. Altavista looked like they were doing a better job of stopping that run. Smith goes in at tailback some. He is a bigger back. Clements is a smaller, harder to find back, but they both can do some damage to you. I mean, Smith is bigger than the fullback back there. You don't see that a lot.
No, he is a big kid.
Altavista in that 3-5. Those linebackers are just right behind the defensive line now, and they look like they've got Walton stopped in the backfield. Quarterback keeper was the play. Looked like Walton was trying left side there behind left tackle and left guard, but nothing doing. Good stop from Altavista that time. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Nice play by Hawkins.
Yep. Hawkins and Timron Brown play, again, those outside linebacker spots, and they can move around. They can get up on the line of scrimmage and play like a defensive end. They can play off the line like a linebacker, or you even see those two guys in coverage some too. So it's an important position. They're both pretty good at it. 2nd and 10. Handoff goes to Smith. Might have been a busted play there, but Smith's going to gain some yards out of it. I mean, he's pushing four Colonel defenders with him. Markel Payne, first guy on the scene there for the Colonel. Gain of about 6. Going to set up 3rd and 5. Under 5.5 minutes remain here in the third quarter. Of course, the third quarter is brought to you by Apple Markets of Altavista. 3 great locations to serve you. Main Street, Riverside, and the Altavista Minute Market. I formation again for Chatham. Wide out is to the far side of the field. Handoff goes to the first man through. That's Chiggett's the fullback. He's close to a first down. Big pile there. Lord knows where they'll spot it. Anybody's guess, because it's hard to tell a pile like that. That's right. He was stopped short of the first down marker, I can tell you that. But, you know, where do they spot it? Where does he keep driving? You know, where does his momentum get stopped? I mean, that's tough for an official to figure that out.
But they're going to put it at about the 36, 37-yard line. It's going to be 4th and a long 2.
Yeah. 4th and a full 2 yards there. First down is just past the 35-yard line, 34.5-yard line. Cavaliers going for it. They go with the QB sneak. Looks like he got enough. Like I said, he needed to get just beyond the 35-yard line. It looked like his body was laying over that 35-yard line. We'll see. I mean, we've seen weird spots before.
And they're coming off the spot from this near side.
Colonel's defense didn't do a bad job. He does pick up the first down. Sergeant Walton on the keeper there. Again, Oscar, it's just hard to stop somebody for 1 yard, even when you know it's coming. It's really hard to stop that QB sneak. 4 minutes and 10 seconds now. Tie ball game. It's just joined us 14-14.
And this is a key drive. Colonel's got to have a stop here the way the clock's being chewed up by the Cavaliers.
I agree. And as Chatham keeps moving the ball, they gain more and more confidence. Same formation again. It's the I formation. Fullback gets out quick. That's Jiggets. Jiggets bounces it outside. Big stop right there. Wow. Trying to find out who it was on the hit. Thornhill from that safety spot. My goodness. I mean, he stopped Jiggets in his tracks.
Well, Jiggets had a head of speed. And it looked like he was trying to get out on that corner, and Thornhill absolutely planted him.
Wow, Thornhill is pumped, too. Again, Juan Thornhill, normally a safety, but tonight in that I formation double tight end look that Chatham gives, Juan's really been up more like a linebacker. And when you hit somebody like that, it's definitely a linebacker type of hit. Same formation again. Chatham's on the far hash mark, 34-yard line. Goes straight ahead to Smith. Smith now takes it outside, throwing that stiff arm. He's got some room. 15-yard line, hit hard at about the 12 and knocked out of bounds. Boy, he had a lot of room. Play took some time to develop, but once Smith broke it out to the outside around that tight end, he had a lot of space, Oscar.
Yeah, he did. And Demetrius Johnson was able to get across the field and get him on that play. And
Big pickup. Where are they going to spot this one? He definitely got the first down a little bit more.
They can spot it in the 14, gain at 18. Yep. One ref was ready to stop the ball at the 20.
Big ref. Big gain right there from Chatham and Smith. He's in the backfield again as a tailback. 14-yard line, left hash mark. They give it to him. He's going to go left tackle. He's got some room. Sidesteps one guy. Touchdown, Sideline Smith and the Chatham Cavaliers. He's pumped up. It's 20-14. Chatham takes the lead again.
Again, nice job by the Cavalier offensive line. He blew big holes in the Colonels. He picked his way through them, and like you said, 2014.
Well, we talked about how Altavista respond. They come out of halftime and get a touchdown run of their own. Big drive, and then Chatham turns around and does the same thing. No passes. They just march it down the field on the ground. Smith with two big runs there. The last one, a 14-yarder to cap it off. Extra point is good from Walton, and Chatham is up 21-14. We'll take a timeout. 2:49 remaining here in the third quarter. Altavista down 7 on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
21-14. Chatham takes the lead. Cavaliers are 0-2 in the district. Oscar, Colonels are 2-0 in the district, but you just never know on any given night. That's all to it.
Nice drive. Took up about 5.5 minutes, 75 yards, 10 plays. Nice, sustained drive. Colonels again unable to stop the running game of Chatham.
Yeah, Colonels really looked like they were doing a better job of stopping the run. You know, they got Chatham in some third downs, and they stopped him in the backfield a few times. But, boy, the Cavaliers just would not be denied. Shi Smith. First, he has the big 14-yard pickup around the left side there to set up that touchdown run. Then he takes it in himself from 14 yards out. 2:49 to go in the third quarter. Altavista trailing by 7.
Colonels need to be patient on this drive, too.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing you want to do here is start to panic because there's plenty of time left. Walton on the kickoff for Chatham. He's been perfect on the extra points, 3 for 3. They let it bounce. Malbeck kind of hurried to pick it up. Now he does get it. Going to turn it back to the middle. Nothing there. Good coverage. I think the ball hitting the ground and delay on Malbeck picking it up really kind of hurt the blocking scheme for Altavista there, as Malbeck did not get much of a return.
No, and the ball was really in between the last two backs and then Michi, and he couldn't get up to make the play on it. It bounced, and nice coverage downfield from Chatham. They stayed in their lanes as well.
Yeah, it was good coverage. Colonels will scrimmage from the 15-yard line, almost on that far hash mark, not quite. They're going to go from a full house backfield now. Now, excuse me, I think they have two tight ends instead of just Andrews. They hand it to Brown. Brown's got some room up the middle, darting and diving. Stop. Probably got two. I think they just had Hawkins up in that blocking back spot again, or kind of like a wing back. Looked like two tight ends. It will give Brown a gain of about 2. Again, Colonel's going left to right, going towards the scoreboard here at Chatham. And when they flip the field, that is a nice benefit to have for the Cavaliers, as you can see that scoreboard if you got to make a last-second drive.
83 yards from pay dirt. You know, the Colonels are going to have a little sustained drive here.
We've seen that a bunch this year. You know they're capable of it. See if it happens. Thornhill's going to go right side. Got some yards. He was stumbling again. Somebody hit him in the backfield. Never quite regained his balance, but he was able to gain about 5 yards on the play. Off right tackle there. Andrews and Martin on that right side. Andrews in as the tight end.
Yeah, 3rd and 3, Kyle. Minute 35. Colonels trail 21-14. Given the sustained drives of the Cavaliers, the Colonels need to get a first down.
Absolutely. This is a big one. It's not like this is a ball game or anything, but it's definitely a big one here. Andrews is in at tight end again, right side, 2 receivers to that left side. Juan turns around and hands it to Destin Brown. He's got a first down a little bit more. A little bit of side to side there and a little bit of shake. And he got a nice gain. Finally brought down at about the 34-yard line.
Gain of 12. Again, nice job. Brown's been able to really get the running game going here.
Yeah, it's been a lot of Thornhill and a lot of Destin Brown. Quajay Witcher on the tackle there for Chatham.
And Colonel's haven't attempted to pass.
Nope.
This quarter, you got to believe at some point they're going to, with all the running, they're going to set that. They're going to try to do that.
Absolutely. Just a question of when and where. Maybe right here. No, Thornhill's going to hand it to Destin Brown again. Brown's got a guy on his back, and he just drives with him. Great leg drive there from Destin Brown.
Gain of 3 or 4.
It's like he's got the old red wagon. He's pulling behind him with the red jersey there of the Chatham player that was on his back. Gain 5. And it'll bring up 2nd and 5, middle of the field here. Colonel's in those white jerseys. They trail by 7. Clock winding down the third quarter. This is probably going to be the last play of the third quarter. Thornhill goes up the middle. He's got some room here. First down, he had to run right by the official. Big gain, 12 yards there. Will not be the last play of the third down. If Altavista doesn't want it to be, they can get up and go quick here because the clock stops on the first down. Juan really got going full speed there, and that was the first time we've seen him going full speed in a while, Oscar, because normally he's had a guy hanging on to him.
Yeah, nice acceleration, too. Within 3 steps, he was at full speed.
Absolutely. They'll need more of that in the third quarter here, or excuse me, in the fourth quarter. Third quarter is wrapped up. Colonel's down 7, 21-14 on 105.5 KD Country.
The game is brought to you by these members of the Altavista Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, serving hometown pride with 18 flavors of milkshakes.
Comfort Inn in Altavista, outdoor pool, and free hot breakfast with your stay.
Steve's Florist, best quality at the best price for all occasions.
El Cerrito Mexican Restaurant, authentic Mexican food, open 7 days a week.
Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, Main Street, Altavista.
Peace of Pie Restaurant, Lower Broad Street, Altavista. Give peace a chance.
China Walk Super Buffet, American and Chinese food with the newest item, crab.
Perkins Twin Tire and Auto Service, your Michelin tire store.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
12 minutes remain in regulation. Oscar, Altavista trails by 7. Cavaliers up 21-14, scoring in that third quarter. Destin Brown with a 14-yard touchdown run for Altavista. Shai Smith with a 14-yard touchdown run for the Cavaliers. Every play was a running play.
Yeah, it was. No passes at all in that quarter. The Colonels racked up 95 yards on the ground, 59 for Chatham. Chatham had the ball really only at one drive.
Yeah, Altavista ran the ball so much, they kind of did their own version of Chatham with the ball control, and they kept it away from the Cavaliers, so that part was good.
Started at first drive, getting the ball, and they chewed up.
Fresh set of downs now for the Colonels to start this fourth quarter. Thornhill's going to try right side behind William Martin. He's got some yards. He shook off a guy right sideline. He may be going 25, 20, 15. Go for the end zone. Did he get in? He did. Touchdown, Juan Thornhill. What a play. And, man, he got into that fifth gear, Oscar, and he was just gone down that right sideline. Good grief. It was just a blur of white and orange as Thornhill really taking matters into his own hands. Again, Martin sprung him with a great block on that right side, but after that, it was all Juan.
And we talk about the athleticism of Juan Thornhill, but what we hadn't talked about a lot is his motor. I mean, he is a competitive kid.
Caught a 40-yard touchdown run for Juan Thornhill. It comes at 11:45 in the fourth quarter. If Allen can make it quick, we'll be tied up. This one's a line drive. It is no good. We're not tied up. But Altavista still trails by 1, but they cut into the lead, 21-20. We'll take a quick time out here. 11:45 to go in the ball game on 105.5 KD Country.
Accidents happen. When your windshield is chipped, come to Apple Auto Glass, 2429 Ford Avenue. They'll repair your chip for $39.95. In shop, only $39.95. Apple Auto Glass and Mirrors, 2429 Ford Avenue, Lynchburg. Give them a call at 846-2753, 846-2753. That's 846-2753. Apple Auto Glass, proud sponsor of Altavista Sports. Football is a tradition, and so is Apple Auto Glass. Go Colonels.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Juan Thornhill, 40-yard touchdown run. First play from scrimmage, first play at all in that fourth quarter there. Great way for Altavista to start. They don't get the extra point, though, Oscar, so they trail by 1, 21-20. Could come back to hurt them. We'll see.
And I didn't see anything wrong with the snap in the hall. Walker might have gotten a little bit rushed on that. It looked a little quick.
Yeah, and you got to give Walker Allen a lot of credit for the things he's done this year. Great on the kickoffs. He's been great on the extra points. He's just a freshman. And I think Coach Sharness knows, hey, we can't count on Walker being 100% all year. I mean, really, even if he was a senior, you can't count on making every single one of your extra points, because that's something a lot of people take for granted, but it's not easy to make those. Allen is on the kick here, low line drive. This will go to the left side to get to Clark again. Clark doesn't handle it, picks it up on about the 30. Makes one Altavista defender miss, doesn't make the extra guys miss, though. Brendan Patrick in on the stop for the Colonels.
He better be glad he made Timron Brown miss, because Timron had a stand. If he'd have hit him, it would have been a massive collision.
Well, as fast as Juan Thornhill was going on the touchdown run, Timron Brown was going that fast on the kickoff there. Man, Thornhill again with just another exciting run. He's got 16 touchdowns coming into this game. He's got 17 now. Not counting the one he threw to Michi Malback, just counting the ones that he's carried in the end zone. I mean, when he started the dive, he was on about the 9-yard line. That was how far the dive was. Chatham will take over. Left hash mark from their own 26-yard line. They hand it off to Clements. Clements has got some room in the middle. Makes one guy miss. Now he's stacked up by a host of defenders. Where will the play get thrown dead? All about the 36-yard line. So they gain about 7 or 8, maybe even closer to 9 when they finally get done spotting it. Over 11 minutes and change here in the football game, in regulation anyway.
Colonels haven't been in an overtime situation. Dan River and Chatham, of course, Chatham coming off the Dan River overtime just last weekend.
Yep. Altavista had a chance to get an overtime against James River. It couldn't quite do it. Fullback dive goes right up the gut, taking a while to go down. Got to be a first down on the play there. The Chatham ball carrier was Ray Jiggets, I believe, and he got past the first down marker, and then he got pushed back. So they're going to give him progress. They do.
And again, you gotta watch. Altavista is very emotional right now. Brendan Patrick just out on the edge here.
Yeah.
Fortunate that both players were kind of involved in that little extracurricular.
Yep. No flag came out on that one. And sometimes, football is a tough game. You got to play hard to be good at it. Sometimes it's hard to stop when that whistle blows. They go to Clements. Clements got hit in the backfield, but he stripped that off. I think it was Devontae Clark that hit him in the backfield. Brendan Patrick brings him down. And then number 52, Dante Poindexter, also pushing him back. Clements never really went down, but he got stopped.
Yeah. And they're going to call that a gain of maybe 2.
Yeah. I think it was Markel Payne that was at his feet there in the Westfield. That slowed him down enough for everybody else to get there.
Yeah, Markel actually was at his ankles, but he had him stopped for a little bit of a loss, but nice job by pursuit of Patrick.
Yeah, you got to keep playing against Clements and really against Smith, too, when he's back there, because not many people are going to be able to solo tackle either of those guys. So it's got to be a team effort for the Colonels. Walton fakes to the fullback, and then he tries the right side. He's up, getting about 4. Gets it to the 45-yard line. First down is right past the 50-yard line for Chatham. They're in their own territory here. So if they get into Altavista territory, you got to figure it'll be because of a first down.
And this is a good tackling Colonel team, and I've been impressed with the yardage after contact from Chatham tonight. They continue they'll make contact, but they'll get 3-4 yards after contact. 3rd and 5, Kyle, 9 minutes. Colonel's trail by one big play.
Another big play right here. You're going to get a whistle. I think one sideline wants a timeout. Hey, it looks like Chatham wants a timeout. We'll take one with just under 9 minutes remain. Cavaliers up by 1 over Altavista on 105.5 KD Country.
Hey football fans, good news from Altavista area Apple Markets. Check out these new in-store specials like Red Bull 8-ounce size 2 for $3.33 or a 4-pack $5.99. And a 24-pack of Coke only $5.99. Grab a box of chicken at Riverside or Main Street Apple Market locations. Chicken filet biscuit a bargain at $1.79. Apple Markets have great tasting chicken tenders too. Apple Market convenience stores at Gateway, Riverside, and Main Street in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
9 minutes of regulation football remaining here on 105.5 KD Country. Of course, if they go into overtime, Oscar, we'll stay with it. We won't cut away or anything. And it's a one-point ball game here. It's still anybody's ball game. Chatham's got a big third down on the way. Let's see if the Colonels can get a stop here. It would be very big for Altavista to get Chatham to turn this ball over on downs. I formation again, right hash mark for the Cavaliers. They fake it to the fullback. Walton's going to keep it. He's got a first down. He almost broke loose for more than that. Tackled by Brendan Patrick to shut him down finally, but they pick up the first down and about 6 more.
Yeah, they're going to call it again, 9. Nice. They'll put it at the 46-yard line of Altavista.
Yeah, it's just option football. They fake it to the fullback, and then they're running the option off the right side there. Of course, when you got a great back like Clemens, you got to respect the pitch to him, and Walton just keeps it himself. Turns it up the alley there for a nice gain. First down. They hand it off to Clemens. Clemens is hit, spin move, brought down. Not much of a gain there, maybe 2. 8.5 minutes to go in this football game, 21-20. Colonels trail by 1. They had 1 lead in this game. That was on the Thornhill touchdown pass, the Dimitri ball back, 71-yard touchdown pass. After that, they've been either tied or trailing.
8-minute mark.
And with the way Chatham runs the ball, I mean, you got to think if you're Altavista, you really can't count on getting the ball back that much. Probably going to get it back at least once. They can't run off 8 minutes without scoring or turning it over. Hand off is to Clemens again. He went right side. Good solid gain, and then here comes another flag out at the tail end of the play. Let's see who this is on. It's going to be bad news if it's on Altavista again. It is on Altavista.
Another 15-yard penalty, and that one was on Demetrius Johnson, who was really frustrated with himself for not making the tackle. Nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot in it. And again, up here, you can't tell what's said. Sometimes you don't want to know what's said. You are just going to get stepped off against Altavista. This has been by far the most penalties we've seen all year, and I can tell you it's not indicative of a Max coach football team, and this is something that you know he's not happy about. Let's see if the Colonels can overcome it. Ball is now on the 25-yard line of Altavista. Chatham's got a fresh set of downs. They're on this right hash mark again. Same formation, wide out to this near side. Walton's going to fake to the fullback and go up the middle, drag down. Not much of a gain there, a big pile. And again, anytime we see those big piles, Oscar, we wait for a flag to come out. That's when it all happened.
Well, and Kyle, you got to wonder, this is the first time that the Colonels have been, other than the James River game, of course, this is district, a little bit different thing. Now you got to wonder if some of the youth is showing here.
Yeah.
The inexperience.
Well, and that's the other thing. We've talked about how good this Altavista team has played, but remember, a lot of them are sophomores. A lot of them are juniors. Some of those seniors haven't seen that much football action, so you're right. This is still a youthful team. You never know when it's going to show up. Smith goes in motion for Chatham. They hand it off to Clements. Clements is met in the backfield. Big stop right there by Markel.
A nice job by Markel. He was able to penetrate, drop him for a little bit of a loss, it looks like.
Yep. Good play right there. I thought it might have been Devontae Clark. Devontae Clark's 23. Payne is 3. And knew I saw 3 in there.
They're going to call that a loss of 3. They're going to put it right back. It's at right about the 25-yard line. Big third down play right here, 3rd and 9. And you know Chatham's in 2-down territory here.
Yeah, absolutely. I would think if you're Coach Paul Grekus, you've got the run or the pass available. Remember, they've only thrown it 1 time. But, boy, you would think that play-action pass is set up at this point. Let's see what Altavista's defense can do. 3rd and 9. Handoff goes to Clements. Clements cuts it back. He's not going to get enough for the first down. He did get a gain, though. They're going to bring up 4th down.
I would say the spot should be a gain of about 3, but they're probably going to mark it down a little bit further than that.
Clements is just so quick side to side. I mean, he looks like he's going to go behind that right tight end. He slams on the brakes and cuts it back. Going to bring up 4th and 7. Not much of a gain there for Marcus Clements that time.
Got to watch for the hard count.
Yep. We've seen it before. Now you're just going to get 1 back in the backfield for Chatham. First time they've gone away from that I formation. Lone setback is Clements. They pitch it to him. He's going to go right side. He's got some room. Is he going to get to that first down marker or not? I don't think he got there, Oscar.
I don't know. They spotted there, but
first down marker was on the 15. It looked like he only got to the 17-yard line. Big time stop as the Colonel defense gets off the field. Big stop right there, Oscar.
But Chatham reeled off 6 minutes.
Yeah,
clock 5:13. Colonel's trailed by 1. You got to wonder if the Colonels are able to get a score, they may not see the ball again.
They may not see the ball again. The thing, on the other hand, you could say for Chatham, not a throwing team, so if Altavista can score and run off some time, you might feel pretty good about your situation if you're the Colonels. But the Colonels are down. They got to score before they can do anything. Chatham's defense wants a timeout. John McKenzie, middle linebacker, calling that one. We'll take it with them. Chatham up 1 here over Altavista, 21-20. 5 minutes to go on 105.5 KD Country.
For more than 103 years, we've offered special banking assistance to many nonprofit organizations. I'm Kathy Morgan with First National Bank, and we have a checking account just for nonprofits and faith-based organizations that has no minimum balance requirement and no monthly maintenance fee. We also specialize in offering financing when your group needs a loan. So come see us at First National Bank, and we'll provide your organization with an extraordinary customer experience. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Exciting stuff here from Chatham, Virginia, Oscar. 21-20. Cavaliers have the lead over Altavista. 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the game. There's just so many possibilities at this point. I mean, like you said, Altavista, if they don't score here, they might not see the ball again. If they can score and run off enough time, Chatham might have a hard time getting a score to match them.
And the Colonels have proven that they can move the ball on the ground. Yet likewise, they need to be patient too. And you got to wonder if you get within Walker out of field goal range, if that's a possibility as well.
Yeah, Allen is 2 for 3 on the extra points tonight. They hand off to Destin Brown. He looks to go to the right side. He's dragged down. Maybe the timeout paid off for Chatham. Big time stop right there.
Mark that ball at about the 14.
Lost 1 or 2. Under 5 minutes to go now. 21-20. Altavista trails.
And that was that same little counterplay that they tried that's been so successful this half. Nice job by Chatham calling it and stopping it.
They diagnosed it that time. Thornhill has a touchdown. Brown has a touchdown. And Thornhill's thrown a touchdown to Dimitri Malbeck. Shotgun formation. Thornhill goes right side. That's pretty much the play he scored on last time, but not nearly as much success this time. Might have got back to the original line of scrimmage, which would have been a gain of 1 or 2. He did. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Almost down to 4 minutes now. 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
And you got to believe Colonels are going to the air right now.
You would think so. I mean, I think maybe the only question now is if they don't get the first down here, do you go for it? Because like we both said, probably not going to get the ball back if you don't get it. And if you do get the ball back, it's not going to be with much time.
And a little bit of confusion in the Colonel backfield.
Yeah, they took a while there. They got the play off, though. Fake handoff. Thornhill's got room to throw. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to go right side. He does throw complete. He's got Jacob East on the sideline there with the catch, and he went out of bounds.
Nice one by Jacob. He came back to the play, knew what a first down marker was about 2 yards the other side of it. Great play by Juan. Great play by Jacob East.
Excellent pickup there on 3rd and 10. They went with the play action. Thornhill initially rolled out to his left, had to come back to his right, got some nice blocks in there, and then just throws a strike to Jacob East on the right sideline. 1st and 10 now. Far hash mark. They've got the tight end, Andrews, in again. Thornhill takes a good snap, hands it off to Destin Brown. Brown's going to work his way through the middle. He's got about 5, maybe 6 or 7 when it's all said and done. 3.5 minutes to go now.
And again, difficult to tell where they're going to spot the ball. See some odd spots. They're going to call that a game of about 7.
Good running play there from Altavista and Destin Brown. Colonels trail by 1. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left. I mean, it seems like every play takes a minute. Thornhill wants to go left side, nothing there. He maybe got one Oscar.
That might have been a busted play because he had Brown coming off the left side, and Juan looked a little tentative getting to the line.
I agree with you. I think maybe somebody might have missed an assignment there, got the wrong play in their ear. Under 3 minutes to go now. I was talking about Chatham maybe not having much clock if Altavista scored. Altavista's working on the wrong side of the clock now, too. Demetrius Johnson split way out here to this near side. Thornhill turns around, hands it to Brown. Got hit in the backfield. He had some progress. Don't think it's enough for the first down. It was 3rd and 1.
This near judge had it at about a little bit of the other side of the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
And they get it on the first down. They didn't even measure it.
Didn't measure it at all. You're right. First down now from the middle of the field. 2.5 minutes to go in this football game. Altavista trails by 1, trying to orchestrate a game-winning drive here. Colonel's taking a little while to get the play in again. Got to make sure you get it right, that's for sure. Clock does continue to run. That's the change or reset, though. This ball's probably going to get snapped with right around 2 minutes in the ball game. One tight end again. Thornhill's going to go left side. Got some room. Now he cuts it back right side. Got a lot of room on the right side. He's across the 50 to the 40. Now he's to the 35-30, and he's just going to escort himself out of bounds. Good play right there, and it stops the clock. He was going to get dragged down in bounds, so that's smart to run down and run out of bounds.
Great play by Jacob East on the far side. Had a block, made the initial contact, made the block, and as Juan continued to run past him, he totally disengaged himself from the block to make sure he didn't get the call for blocking the back or for hold.
Yeah, it was one of those cutback plays where you do sometimes see a block in the back or a hold, like you said. So heady play right there by East and a big run from Thornhill. 1:55 now. Clock is stopped as Juan went out of bounds. One tight end again. I don't know if Altavista was set on offense. See if a flag comes out. Thornhill to throw it. He pulls it down. He runs. Gains about 9. He's close to the first down marker. Stayed in bounds. Altavista really was not set. I think they got away with one there, Oscar.
I did too, but again, what a play by Juan. Little pump fake as he got to the line of scrimmage, froze Chatham, and allowed him to pick up the 8-yard gain.
Yeah, heady play there from Juan Thornhill, because I don't think he had any intention of throwing it. He just used the pump fake to give him some room. Quarterback sneak now from Juan Thornhill. It was really about 2nd and 2, but they tried to sneak. I don't know if he got the first down or not. We're under a minute and a half. We're a minute and 18 seconds to be exact. Altavista trailing by 1. They're going to stop the clock now, though, I believe, to measure. All kinds of possibilities and developments. Juan Thornhill with some really fantastic running. And don't forget the big 3rd down pass that he threw to Jacob East to pick up the first down earlier in this drive. Got a timeout on the field. I think it's a coach's timeout, not a timeout to measure. We'll keep it here, though, Oscar.
And again, just an interesting observation that the referee just picked up the ball from the 23, walked over to the 21-yard line, got ready to set it down, and spun around to the 23. That's an interesting call.
I don't think it wasn't a timeout initially, but it is now, and Altavista is the one taking it. We'll take it with them. Colonels trail by 1, just over a minute to play here in the fourth quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. a family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Can Juan Thornhill and the Altavista Colonels pull off a come-from-behind win? Oscar will probably have the answer in a minute 14 seconds, although not guaranteed to have that answer.
What a ball game.
I'm telling you.
We knew that this one had possibilities when we came in.
Yep.
It has lived up to its billing.
Well, the game against Gretna was really good there. Altavista started to run away with it at the end. This one has been good from start to finish here. Minute 14 to go in the game. Altavista's got a 3rd and 1. They trail by 1. Low snap. Thornhill gets it off the ground. He's got a 1st down. Wow, he ran over a guy there at the end, too. Good running play. And, boy, bad time for the low snap from Altavista, but Juan Thornhill just scoops that thing up like a shortstop and takes off.
Gain of 6. Got it down to the 16-yard line. 1:07 remaining. The clock stopped to move the chains.
Yep. Starts up again now on the referee's signal. 1st and 10. Altavista's on the near hash mark. This time the shotgun snap is good, and Juan wants to throw. He does throw. Got a man, Jacob East again, right in front of the 1st down marker. Called an 8-yard gain. Official right there on the spot to signal it, and then East went out of bounds again. Very reminiscent of that play where they picked up the 1st down earlier, Oscar.
And they're going to mark it. It's hard for me to tell. They're marking it at the 9-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play.
I believe he was short of that 1st down marker, I thought, Oscar. Yeah, he did.
2nd down.
Okay, so Colonels can get a 1st down without getting in the end zone.
54 seconds. Colonels trail by 1.
Shotgun formation again. They got 3 receivers bunched up. Thornhill goes up the middle. He's looking for pay dirt. He gets there. Made it real easy into the end zone that time. A lot easier than it looked initially. Touchdown, Altavista. Colonels take a lead here. They're up 26-21. Let's see if they go for 2 or not.
I think you have to.
I agree. I think that's the right call. And it looks like the offense is staying out there. Big play right there. 9-yard touchdown run for Juan Thornhill. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. Gives him 18 on the year. Colonels want a timeout. What do you want to do, Oscar? Let's keep it here. I like that.
Keep it here.
I took the choice right away from
you. You shouldn't even ask. 50 seconds. Nice drive by the Colonels.
Great job.
Took the ball to 17-yard lines. Took right at 4 minutes and drove the ball. 2 pass plays on it. 1 for 17, 1 for 7. The rest of it's been on the ground. A lot of Juan Thornhill.
A lot of Juan Thornhill. He hit Jacob East both times on the pass plays. And then East had the good presence of mind to not block anybody on the back on that one where Juan cut it back. So give Jacob East a lot of credit this drive.
I am, and I'm going to give Clay Teagard and Casey McCleary, Smart, and Clark, I'm going to give them a ton of credit. Coach Charles adjusted, was able to, like you said, was able to put Jacob East, and he put Cody Andrews in on that on the tight end position. Great job by that offensive line.
Excellent sustained drive right there. Cavaliers defense was game and ready for the fight, but they just could not shut down Juan Thornhill, really. I mean, when you get right down to it, like you said, great job by the O-line. Juan couldn't have done it without them. And a lot of big plays from Jacob East. Now the 2-point conversion, and this could be real big. Altavista's up 26-21. If you get this right here, it becomes a 7-point game again. Then if Chatham were to score, the extra point would just tie, unless, of course, the Cavaliers decided to go for 2. Altavista getting the play set here. They took a timeout to get the right play. Full house backfield, power I formation, Thornhill's under center. 2 tight ends. Bootleg around, he looks to pass. Now he's going to run it. He shook off a defender, and he got in. 2-point conversion for Juan. 2 more points for the Altavista Colonel. That makes it 28-21. Wow.
What a special piece.
I mean, just a sophomore, too. Juan and the super sophomores are at it again. They lead by a touchdown here. 50 seconds to go on 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
28-21, Altavista leads. Great drive there from the Colonels. See if the Cavaliers have a scoring drive of their own. They're going to have to do it in 50 seconds, though, and you've got to believe they're going to have to go to the air at some point, Oscar.
Absolutely, they're going to have to.
Juan Thornhill already tied for the area lead in scoring with 96 points. Tied with Tyler Vest from Nelson County, by the way. Juan's got 2 touchdowns on the ground tonight. That's 12. He added himself a 2-point conversion there. That's 14 more points. So he's already scored 100 points on his own. Oh, not to mention he's thrown 8 touchdowns on the year, too. Those don't even go to his point total. Juan Thornhill is, making a case for player of the year, and again, just a sophomore. Great supporting cast around him, though. Thornhill is at that kicking tee talking to Walker Allen right now. Walker Allen is one of those supporting cast members. Allen's been great all year. I would think Altavista's going to kick it deep here.
Well, they got a little bit of trouble against Gretna against that. They made it out of that little squib kick down around the 20.
Good point. You got options if you're Coach Sharness at least, and you got the lead now. Here's Allen's kick. They do go with the low squib kick. Good call, Oscar. It's going to get fielded by Smith. No, it's not. He bounces around. That ball is loose. I believe Chatham's got it back, but boy, that was a lot closer than it needed to be for the Cavaliers.
So they do, and they got them pinned back around the 25-yard line, so that worked out well. Great call by Coach Sharness.
Yeah. That ball took a big hop, and Smith looked like he was going to try and field on that big hop, but he just couldn't quite get his hands on it. Now, I will say he had a running start. If he does catch that thing clean, he might have a big gain on his hands. So that's a bit of a break there for Altavista. Colonels getting their defense set kind of late here. Brown changes sides. They toss it outside to Clements. Same play they tried to get the 4th down pickup with. He gains about 6.
Clock continues to run. He had the opportunity to get out of bounds. He cut back in.
I think you got to call a timeout right here if you're Chatham. I know they've got timeouts left. They're down to 30 seconds now. Maybe they're going to try and run a play here and then use the timeouts later.
There is no later.
Yeah, they do call the timeout now. Boy, they let a lot of clock run off there, Oscar.
Yeah, they wasted 10, 12 seconds on that play.
Yeah, it almost got to the point there where if you're not going to call the timeout, you might as well try and run the play. 24 seconds now. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4. We'll keep it right here for this one. I have a feeling Chatham's going to take another timeout here at some point.
Well, they took over that ball with like 53 seconds left, so it took them 19 seconds.
Yeah,
29 seconds. Excuse me.
That's
hard wrong math. 29. It took them 29 seconds to run that play, so they cannot afford to do that with the ball at their own 31-yard line.
Yeah. I don't think necessarily the running play was a bad idea, but if he doesn't get out of bounds, you got to hurry up and stop the clock quick. Clements did gain about 6. Now with 24 seconds and a long way to go. They're on their own 30, so it's a full 70 yards to go. Got to believe you're going to need a passing play now.
And you're going to see Juan Thornhill at safety now. I can promise you.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be a deep safety. Again, it's not to say people haven't broken 70-yard runs before, but at this point it's hard to bank on that. 3 receivers to this right side, 2 tight ends. Nobody in the backfield with Walton. He's back to pass. Steps up, avoids the rush nicely. Long pass play. It's floating. Colonels are there. Cavaliers are there. I think Altavista got a pick. Dimitri Malvac is fighting for it. Clements was down there, too. Now you get the extracurriculars after the fact. Flag comes out. I don't know if the referees ever made a signal or not. Did they, Oscar?
That ball was intercepted, and then the Chatham receiver. Of course, it's getting personal fouls on Altavista, but it'll be interesting to see. Altavista, Michi intercepted the ball, and
then Marcus Clements for Chatham tried to take it away from him on the ground, very reminiscent of the Monday night play with Golden Tate. Clements just tried to wrestle it from him.
And they just did see it. It is an interception. 16 and a half seconds left. They will walk off the 15 yards or to get the Colonels ball at their own 27-yard line.
Big play right there from Malvac. Thornhill was there as well. Clements was there for Chatham. It really was kind of a Hail Mary situation, even though it wasn't interception in the end zone, but it was that type of play. And then again, a lot like that Monday night play with Seattle and Green Bay. Clemens did his best to try and rip it away from Malbec, but to no avail. Timeout now for Altavista. We'll take one with them. 16.5 seconds to go in the game. Colonel's up 28-21 on 105.5 KD Country.
Installing Atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted Atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
16.5 seconds left, Oscar. Altavista looks like they're going to take a knee and ride off into the sunset. But this one was anything but a storybook picture for Altavista. This one was hard fought, and I would argue this one was more hard fought than that Gretna game. This was a battle.
There is no question. There is no question that this was hard fought.
Thornhill does take the knee. That'll run it out. Chatham not going to call a timeout, and that'll do it. 28-21 is the final here. Colonel get a big road victory against the Cavaliers. One of the better football games we've seen in a long time, Oscar. Subway post-game show on the way. We'll talk about it and wrap it up. Colonel's winner here, 28-21 on 105.5 KD Country.